Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to another episode of the Diaspora Global Panel. With me today, I have Jude Unwa Okolo from Dublin and Anthony Heze from the United States. Yes, today we have interesting topics for you, about happenings in Nigeria. But before we start, let's do our weekly check-in. Tony, how are you doing today? What is happening at your end?
I'm great. It's great over here, and we thank God for His mercies. And we are ready again today to care for Nigeria.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tony. Jude Unwa Okolo, what is happening?
Great, man. Great. Nice to see you guys. Everyone is shining. That's great. Let's fire on.
Yeah, all right. I'm also good. As you can see, guys, I'm not in my usual studio. I'm actually away from Calgary, Alberta. I'm in Saskatchewan, So I'm in Saskatoon actually. So, but then we will bring you a lovely show. Yes, let's kick on. Yeah, CBN announced the redesigning of our Naira. My friends, this thing came to me as a shock because immediately CBN announced the redesigning of our Naira. I quickly went to check what informed this decision because I couldn't actually explain it. Then I realized that Emefiele, the CBN governor, gave a couple of explanation because what actually happened, Naira fell mercilessly to about 758 Naira to $1. That was heavy, due to the announcement that the CBN made. So why did the CBN, decided to redesign the Naira at this critical stage of, our nation building, because 2023 is around the corner. Tony, what have you read? Because, according to CBN, they said, this is necessary to stop counterfeiting and to mop up illegal currency in the circulation, and to also, stop ransom payment to kidnappers. Tony, what have you found out?
Yeah, Dr. Lemboye, thank you for this needed topic because whatever involves the currency of a nation, if it's not properly handled, that is the end of the financial fortune of that nation. One of the basic things that made people to vote for Buhari in 2000, I think 2015, correct?
Yes.
One of the things that made people to vote for him was how he handled his military government with Tunde Idiagbo.
Yeah.
A lot of things, they were on point in most of the things to sanitize whenever there is financial problem. During his military regime, there was a time we have similar situation in the country. At that time, it was purely hoarding of Naira by the same political group. And then they felt that rather than having any military kind of decree to force any person to bring out old Naira notes, they quickly redesigned and brought out new notes. And at that time, the line for most of these people who have hoarded the Naira, if you go to various banks, basically, you could not find a place to stay because they are carrying the Naira in bags, especially the business people. So what we have now is the hoarding of Naira notes to share out to during the upcoming election. In fact, when I read the news, my mind was that I was telling some of my colleagues in Nigeria that that most of these politicians must have kept their money in dollars. But they quickly corrected me that they hoarded most of these big notes that they're going to distribute to lobby or bribe the citizens of Nigeria during the election. So I think it's timely. And then to kind of curtail the downward nosediving of our currency, it is a shame that our currency should be almost one of the worst currency in Africa presently. And when the Naira is depreciating, the purchasing power is equally depreciating. If you have any project back home, and probably you used to buy a bag of cement or some other construction material, once the Naira deteriorates, the price of these goods is going to change. So I think if properly handled, it's a right in the right direction.
It's the right step, yeah, in the right
Mhm.
direction.
That's
Thank
right.
you so much, Tony. You see, what Jude, what the CBN said. They said that in 2015, and Nigeria had about 1.46 trillion, in circulation, and this has doubled as at September 2022 to 3.23 trillion in circulation. They believe that this is worrisome, the CBN, and they said that there are so many counterfeit, illegal currency in circulation, and they said this, what they have done, will kind of curtail and curb the activities of counterfeiters, and even the activities of terrorists, because most of these funds are being used to pay ransom to terrorists, because you just hear terrorists received maybe 100 million. If you trace it, the 100 million did not come out from any bank account. So because of the CBN has said a lot of things, and it is most shocking from explanation that even the finance minister was not aware of this, because as it is, this was done in secrecy. Okay, and we know that powerful individuals, especially of northern descent, are actually against this, and they are raising alarm, as to why this is being done right now. Jude, what do you think about the argument of CBN in terms of, okay, this will stop counterfeiting, and this will mop up illegal counterfeit currency in our circulation? And if you have any other thing to say, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, everyone here watching us. Really, like Tony said, if the CPN have their plans well made and well planned, if they plan it very well, I think it could be a very good step in the right good direction for Nigeria, because we have seen that, like you just mentioned here, we've seen how money was flowing over this year alone in terrorism. A lot of money was being changed hands. And we still believe that, like CBN said, there's so much money, about 85% of Naira are outside. And the only record they have is few, but they can only have hold of 15%. So if you have over 80% of our money outside unrecorded for, so why should they not actually take the plan they are doing? It's the right direction. And the good thing is that I like the way they took everyone by surprise, because it didn't give them time to rearrange themselves, and that's why you see the Northerners actually complaining, because some of them are involved in forest market. They keep Naira like no man business, and you see a lot of terrorism in the north. So, and you see, most of it is alike again, is our current election coming up in 2023. It will as well help the INEC to monitor how money changes. And so there are many things they've thought, they planned it very well, and the way they took it very by surprise is what I like. And I just pray that they follow suit and follow it up, let the agenda be met, let it be in the right direction, like the plan.
Yeah. Let me read what the CBN said. In view of the prevailing level of security situation in the country, the CBN is convinced that the incident of terrorism and kidnapping will be minimized as access to large volume of money outside the banking used as source of funds for ransom payment will begin to dry up. They also said that, the significant hoarding of banknotes by members of the public, has actually worsened, the shortage of clean and fit banknotes. You see, so apart from the fact that they think that, okay, this will mop up money, and this will prevent access to large volume of money that are being used to pay for ransom. Okay, apart from that, and in fact, the point is that the kidnappers will now know that, okay, if I am requesting for 100 million, 200 million, there is significant shortage. There will be significant shortage now of money in circulation. They said it's a mental thing. It's like a psychological thing. Okay, and that would definitely, curtail the activities of these kidnappers, because when they know that, okay, they are victims, will not have access to this large volume of money, maybe that could curtail their activities. But one significant point that they made, okay, I think people are losing sight of it, which is the fact that they said that shortage of clean and fit banknotes. In essence, what they are trying to say is that, CBN, the unfit banknote, maybe ruffled, dirty, torn, they get shredded, and CBN will have to spend money to print new ones. So what I think this is the economic reasons. This is the economic reason that the CBN is giving. That apart from all the things we have said, counterfeiting, mopping up illegal currency, the terrorism, the kidnapping, that there is also the economic reality behind it, which is the fact that, when we hoard money, this money go bad, okay, and we have to print and we spend money. Okay, I'm not sure, Tony, whether you agree with what they have said, because I tend to agree with them.
Yeah, Dr. Lemwe, that's a fair analysis. I think I agree maybe 50% with what the CBN governor said, because he is part of the current politicians. Because currently he wanted to be invited to be nominated as a presidential candidate.
Yes,
Now,
he paid the 100 million.
Thank you. The thing is that oftentimes we keep on pointing and accusing finger to some people, and the rest of the four fingers will be pointing back to us. I have expected him to include the hoarding of currency by the politicians, but I know since it's not a research-based evidence, he might not just allege anyhow that politicians are hoarding money. I can tell you that the greatest laundering of money, illegal laundering of money, is with the current crop of politicians. The kidnappers, true, they take a chunk of the money in circulation, but at the same time, a bigger amount of money happen to be hoarded by the current politician, because they know Nigerian election depends on how you have money to distribute to prospective voters. So what they are doing, I think they created awareness that they are alive to what is going on. Because we used to blame them that even when there are kidnapping or economic woes, they don't take relevant action. So I think we should commend them for knowing that they can be there and things are going wrong and they can't take action. So if they can take this action and implement, because one of the things we find in our country is that laws are meant for some people, not all the people. You can see the big guns, the kingmakers around, they may not comply with this. Their own hoarded money, in one way or the other, will reach the bank before the average Nigerian. So I only think and suggest to them that they should be fair in implementation.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Tony. Actually, yes, you made a point, and I think when we beam the accusing finger on others. You see, let us remember that the worst culprits are the political class, because sometimes we don't know where the money they are distributing during elections, where those money are coming from. I'm very sorry, our viewers, if you are hearing some sound and whatever. I'm actually in the hotel room. My wife is in the background. I'm very, very sorry about that. So, as we are saying, you see, Tony, you made a good point, and it's good that we pointed it out. Okay? Because when you are pointing out, you are, I mean, all the justification for this are laced with stories and whatever about the kidnappers, terrorists, and whatever. Nothing has been said about, money being shared during elections. And as Tony pointed out, we have to take a second look. I'm talking about the politicians because I'm one of them as well. We have to take a second look, you see, at ourselves, you see, and we know that, yes, we are also partly to be blamed. And all in all, the impression I'm getting and the feelers from well-meaning Nigerians is that this is a good step in the right direction. Can we just move on to the next topic? It's about, the United Arab Emirates, you see, banning all visas, all forms of visas, you see, for Nigerians. In fact, they are just returning the passport, and all the people that have actually applied for visas. You see, it actually came out on the 18th of October, and they just said United Arab Emirates banned all these visas for all Nigerians. You see, and they actually, you see, gave reasons as in, most of the crimes in United Arab Emirates are being perpetrated by Nigerians. Okay, there are other countries as well that were included in the list, but the fact that they made mention of us Nigerians, and if you remember, last month or two months ago, they banned singles under 40, and now they are widening the net. Guys, in wrapping up, what do you have to say about this? Let me go to Jude.
Yeah, good, Dr. Kunle. Actually, I will point at terrorism threats in Nigeria. Everywhere, the worldwide are very scared about what's coming up from Nigeria now, because the fact is that most of the terrorists who were actually in the Middle East, they have shipped their base to Nigeria, and so they have this. They will not tell us the actual reason, but the main reason I could think from this is that they are trying to secure the country, because the alert we are getting in Nigeria now about terrorism, people, even some embassies are moving out their nationals outside the country. And for them to close border for us not to come in, it shows that it's more than what they are saying. It is really a high alert for them, and they have to take action. They need to secure the country. I don't see any reason why anyone should blame them at this time. We see how it's going to go through, but I know that it's not going to last long. After all these episodes have gone out, terrorism alert and everything, I think they will mellow down and open the border once more. But we should just give them the benefit of doubt, because this is their country. They need to secure it, and they love their country, and anything they do to secure their country is welcomed. So I will not blame them. I will not say anything, but it gives us now our time for us to see what we can, how we can secure our country as well by preventing terrorism in Nigeria. That's all I can say at the moment.
Yeah, thank you. Tony, you see, Jude mentioned about the reason for this terrorism in Nigeria, blah, blah, even though UAE actually talked about, the cult problem, crime in United Arab Emirates. And I think Jude is completely right, because we know that the USA and other Western countries issued travel warnings to citizens traveling to Nigeria, and they pointed terrorism they pointed insecurity. Okay? Tony, can you please link it? Can you please flesh it for us, for our viewers to know that what is happening in Nigeria is actually having a spillover effect to other countries, and it is actually affecting us. Do you know that we take life insurance here, and you know that they increase the premium once they know that you travel to Nigeria often? This is a problem. You see, I would just call on the federal government of Nigeria to do something about this insecurity. Tony, let me just leave the floor. The floor
Okay.
is yours. Just
Yeah.
take it
Okay.
as much as you can.
The reaction of foreign countries or Arab countries towards what is going on in Nigeria is welcome, because if they keep quiet, it's like they kind of have blind eye on what is going on. Most countries are scared of Nigeria because we don't have a government, we don't have army, we don't have the police. Not that they are not there in physical, but in terms of doing their job, they are constrained because they don't have the political, the government does not have the political will to implement what is there. The army, the police, and security organization, they are ready to work. But the standing order to go and implement their, take care of security, it's obvious. We hear it every day. So I'm not surprised if any country says, we don't want to see you again for now. That's a good reason, because a lot of these security people, they are terrorist organizations who sometimes are being sponsored by some Arab countries who are within the Islamic faith. And at the end of the day, all this money they are snatching from Nigeria, some of them go over there to spend it and sponsor crime over there. That's why, like United Arab Emirates, you have caught this because once they have money and they know they cannot operate in Nigeria, some of them goes there to do the whatever they want to do. So it is very, very important that Nigeria should recognize what is coming, and they should take adequate action, at least if not for any other thing, to assure the rest of the people who have not pulled out that they are making effort to sanitize the security in Nigeria. But here we are, nobody is taking adequate action because they are part and parcel of the insecurity we have. Otherwise, how can a president and his government be alive and see that there are problems everywhere and silence is greeted? We know that they're taking some baby steps in some states where they have some vested interest to curb insecurity. But there are so many people that are dying. Now, the basic fact is for Nigerians to be ready from all this news they're having to defend themselves. Every community should get ready to defend themselves. America is alleged that, we are not sure, but it's alleged that they are pulling some of their citizens out of the country. Because America, for example, people be saying, why should they pull out their people? America cannot continue to be the police of the world. Some other countries don't want to come and finance unnecessary, unending war. The job is for Nigeria and Nigerians to take care of issues at home. Quit waiting for non-existing army or police or custom to come and help you. If you secure your community, most of these kidnappers, they are cowards. Once they get enough restriction, they will leave us alone.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that. I really, really, really align with what you just said. Yes, I heard it as well, that Americans are pulling out their citizens. And in fact, they said it's because they've got intelligence that suggested that, some people are making bombs in Nigeria to destabilize the 2023 presidential election. So as a result, they sent a serious signal to Nigeria, and that it's just a rumor. It's just a rumor, but there's no smoke without fire, as our people used to say. Yes, Jude, I think we should wrap up here. Tony, I think we should wrap up here.
Okay.
We have come to the end of today's show. Yes, though it is brief, but as our viewers can see, it is loaded. Thank you. Mr. Jude Unwa Okolo, you are awesome. I'm sure our viewers appreciate, seeing you all the time, your smile. And Mr. Tony Eze, you had a t-shirt on before, but you changed it. I don't know why you changed it.
We are in force here, so the code is creeping
in. Wow, thank you for
All
joining.
right.
I appreciate it's been good. Yeah, right. From me, Olakunle Lemboye from Canada. Please, we'll see you again next week. Please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. See you again next week.